This is, in my opinion, I have tried thousands of ways to make ginger syrup, including sending it through masticating blenders, including peeling it and all that stuff. For me, this gives me exactly the flavor I'm looking for in ginger syrup. I used to make so much ginger syrup in a day. I used to make gallons of this stuff on Wednesdays. I used to send it out to a lot of bars that had a ton of ginger cocktails. We did penicillins, and we did just all kinds of big time ginger cocktails on our list. So I had to find easy ways to do it. Right? I was training bar backs to do it. I was finding all kinds of stuff, people to do this with. So I didn't have time to make it the way that a lot of people do, which is peel it and go from there. Instead, I just started using a blender with unpeeled ginger. Yeah, Paul has bought ginger syrup. You can also do that, guys. It's always possible to just go buy it. I'm just showing you, this is what I go through instead of buying the stuff. This is how I do it. Okay, we are gonna start over here with some ginger. When I used to make it in big batches or in small batches, I would always start with this much ginger. I'm looking for about a thumb size. Get a thumb in there. See that? About a thumb size. The interesting thing about the way that I make this is it's very cheap on ginger. You're not gonna be wasting a ton of ginger because we're gonna be reusing it. I'll show you what I mean by that. So we're gonna throw that into here. We are also then going to put in half a cup of water, and we're gonna be putting in half a cup of sugar. Excellent. This off to the side, because we're gonna be actually coming back for this. We're gonna be making more of this than just this, but we're gonna be reusing some ingredients, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So connect this up, and can we all just say a little prayer, a little just to whatever deity you're into? Let's just see if we can't get what we're doing here on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's take a look. Should we bring in ginger cam real quick? Yeah, that looks pretty good. You see a lot of that peel in there. That's what we're looking for. Then we're gonna be bringing in this guy. This is kind of an important part of this recipe. It's called a Chinois. Apparently that is a French name for a Chinese, for Chinese, apparently because it's that hat shaped. I don't know what else to call it other than a big, this specifically is what it's called. So I apologize. I don't know what else to call it. So if anybody has like the proper term for it, I don't want to be insensitive, but I've just always called it that. I won't call it that anymore. Let's go ahead and pour this into our colander here. And then we're gonna bring in colander cam here. And we're just gonna start to roll this around. As you go, you'll see that it starts to stick to the actual side. That's what we want because we're gonna be using that ginger all over again. We're gonna take this out. We're gonna put it back into our blender. Same thing. Again, we need another half cup of water, another half cup of sugar. You can do this probably 4 or 5 times with the same piece of ginger. So you are not wasting ginger, but since you're blending it right into it, you're getting a ton of that good ginger flavor. And let's give this another blend. Let's move this, here we go. There's always gonna be chunks. This has a few chunks left in it, and that's what we want because we want something to get caught in the strainer. So go ahead and pour this out. And if we bring in ginger cam again, we will see that there is more ginger down there. We take this and it starts to stick to our thing already. All of the ginger syrup out of here. So now the ginger, we're not just flavoring the water anymore. One tip that I received early on in my bartending career was don't flavor the water, water the flavor, right? Don't find ways to put flavor into water. Make the flavor and then add water afterwards. That will make your syrups really rich. Let's move our thing here. Give this a little wipe, and I assume Kyle might come in here and, oh yeah, good. Okay, here comes Kyle to grab this away from me. Thank you. You got that? Careful. Good work. It is always really nice when you can give it one more trip through a filter. This is a reusable coffee filter. I'm gonna pour it through just to try and get the last little bits out of here so that we have a nice sort of clean looking syrup. Just gonna give this a little stir here so we can get it done. Normally I wouldn't stir it. That's just sort of pushing stuff through, but I do want to show you guys what we have. Let me bring in pulp cam here, right there. This is the pulp left over that did not now go into the bottle. So in the end, what I would send out to the bars, or what I now have to use as a juice, is this. I mean, the whole bar right now smells like ginger, but it's very bright. It has no floating in there. This is ginger syrup. It has all the sugar in it, but not just the sugar. It's not just flavored. It's not just so simple syrup flavored with ginger is what you're gonna get if you put in juice to simple syrup, right? What we have here is ginger syrup because it has the oils, it has the pulp, it has all that stuff already in it, masticated in the blender, and we're using all of that pulp. That is what's going to just, it's gonna absolutely give you the flavor that you're wanting. It's just gonna give you a deeper ginger flavor. That's that. Okay, so now we have ginger syrup.